well, and you are a very confident person, and a little brushing up and continuous conversations will definitely help you go a long way. Active communication helps you to put across your ideas. It helps you to negotiate with different people because you come across so many different types of people. Sometimes you have to negotiate, sometimes you have to collaborate. If you speak well, you also write well.
True.
So it helps students uh, achieve what are called excellent writing skills. Students can be seamless if you know the basic things like where is the boarding gate. Some common mistakes which people make during conversation. Can we dwell a little on that today? And for a few.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you, Kawaljit?
I'm good. I'm elated. And the reason is abrupt and sure because I could get connected with you. I was
So,
longing for this session, in fact, but I didn't know how to get connected with you. Like I was trying
okay.
my level best. So somehow today I could make it happen. So,
Thank you so much.
I'm not feeling bit normal. I'm fumbling and I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed. So maybe I'm going to take some time.
No problem. Be calm and composed. After all, these sessions will just help you to, interact and be more confident. So don't worry about anything. Just be calm, be composed. Take a few deep breaths before we start.
Yeah. Yes, we may start, ma'am.
Yes. So, what do you have any specific topic for today?
Not exactly, ma'am. Because I have been working on my spoken English. I won't say communication skills. Reason being, communication in our own language, that is altogether different thing. So that way I can communicate well because I have been a teacher for throughout my career. So
Excellent.
teachers, they by default they have this kind of art. Yes, my main concern at the moment is to work on my spoken English, and I want to bring my limitations on the table. um, there was a time when I was scared of this language, and I admitted, like from my heart, that this is not my cup of tea. Reason being, like so many other learners, that I studied in a government school initially, and I interacted with this language when I was in the sixth standard. So when I was in the sixth standard, I started learning Choti ABC and Badi ABC. That way, I
Okay.
started my journey. Though I have plethora of degrees to my credit, but at the same time, because I live in Punjab, and most of the time we are immersed in our local language, we are surrounded with that in that kind of environment. But just to shorten it up, I want to communicate in English. I had developed passion for it. It's no more fear for me, but still I find it difficult to converse with someone impromptu. And especially when I am familiar with the fact that the person on the other side is the competent one. So these are all my flaws, and that is my weak side. Make mistakes when I use prepositions as well. But yes, this one thing is for sure. I want to excel in this language. So I have been through your sessions of different with the where you are. I saw you talking to different learners. So since then, it was there in my mind. Yes, this is a person I should connect with. So today you consider take me in any way. The ball is in your court. Yes, I want to spend these 15-20 minutes so that when the
Okay.
session ends, I should have some takeaway with me.
Sure. So, first, let us start in our very first few minutes the importance of spoken English in various aspects of life. Let us start with the basic. Why do you think spoken English is useful?
To begin with, I would say because now it is a time of globalization and this social media kind of platform, and everything has come on a common table, you can say. And at the same time, because of the awareness we have gotten from this social media, the word has become very small. And if we are to interact with the word at the word level, like anybody sitting outside India or even within India, I must say, it's not possible to convey your message when you if you talk in your regional language. So that way it becomes very important that this is a common language, this is a global language. It's difficult for us to learn 10 or 20 or hundreds of Indian the languages being spoken in India, so it's better we learn this language. One, that is one thing. Another, because now in every second family the children, they have moved away to chase their dreams. So this is another reason. If my children, suppose they are sitting outside somewhere, so again I battle a lot. It doesn't mean they always converse with me in English, but it's not only conversing with them. Suppose I go there at their place, so I how will I mingle with the people around them? This is another.
Yes.
This is second reason, and third is because I have always been scared of this language. And ma'am, I frankly I would say, I used to say even to my students also a number of times, but in a different way, we have got just one life, and I want to utilize it properly. And I don't want to die with the regret that I could have done it and I didn't dare, I didn't make any effort. So that this is the reason I'm working on my spoken English.
Excellent. So, excellent, Kawaljit. I think you're speaking very well and you are a very confident person. And a little brushing up and continuous conversations will definitely help you go a long way. I'm sure we'll be able to achieve that in a very short time. So, when I'm talking about spoken English, it is very crucial, as you said, for various aspects of life. As a professional, effective communication helps you to put across your ideas. It helps you to negotiate with different people because you come across so many different types of people. Sometimes you have to negotiate, sometimes you have to collaborate, sometimes you have to just express yourself. So, the language here helps us to do several things. It helps us to convey our ideas very effectively. It will help us to negotiate. It helps us to collaborate with different sections of people. Yes?
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
now,
True.
strong spoken English, of course, we are not actively looking for jobs, I'm sure. But if you have this skill of speaking well and communicating very confidently, it also helps job prospects. If not for yourself, you can also help others to improve their job prospects. That is a very important aspect nowadays where people are very well qualified but they lack the communication skills and soft skills. At some point in time, they lose opportunities to move
True.
up the corporate ladder. So if we can help, as you already said, you are in the teaching, you were in the teaching profession. You speak so confidently already. So brushing up a little and helping those who want to do better in their career or get into corporate would be a great, satisfying achievement which you will make. I'm sure you'll be able to do that in the long run. In a globalized economy, as we said, English is helps in facilitating communication across borders because today, as you said, in a global economy, we have to interact many a time, even with our own children or grandchildren who have settled abroad. And it becomes important that we know the language and are able to speak confidently. Excellent. So you brought out some very good ideas right at the beginning. For students whom we have all along helped to teach and improve their vocabulary and their skills, definitely knowing the language will improve academic performance. If you speak well, you also write well.
True. Hmm.
So it helps students uh, achieve what are called excellent writing skills. It helps us to make better presentations. Nowadays, everything is digital. So
Yeah.
if you know the language well, crisp points can be put up on your presentation, and it definitely makes an impact.
Yes.
At a personal level, how is English important? Let us just dwell for a minute on how does it help at our personal level. It's not always about climbing the corporate ladder or improving your career. The language can be used even very effectively at a personal level because it helps you to connect with people of diverse backgrounds. Everyone may not know Tamil, or everyone may not know Punjabi, or everyone will not know Bengali, but English could be a connecting language with people of diverse culture and diverse
Background.
backgrounds. Yes. Now, cultural exchange is also very important. What do we talk when we meet people socially? We talk about culture, we talk about food, we talk about religious practices, we talk about festivals. So,
Yeah.
so these kind of exchanges can be very easy if there is a formal language like English.
True.
We need not have bombastic words and use jargon all the time because, after all, what is communication? The ability to express ourselves very simply but clearly to someone else.
True.
True. Yeah. So social relationships definitely get enhanced when we know the language. Otherwise, we try to sit back. We don't want to move in social circles where people speak English very well because you feel you will be left out, you don't understand, you cannot answer. So by brushing up your language, you're also right in the middle of, social uh, events and social gatherings, which is very important for us at different points in time. Do you think
True.
so? Do
Yeah.
you do?
Yes.
Yes. So socially, we will be better off if we know the language. We can crack jokes in English. We can also participate in the conversation easily because otherwise we tend to hold ourselves back. I think that you would have already experienced that when you're not confident, you don't want to move right in the front. You will sit back. You will answer in monosyllables, yes or no, or in very few sentences which you are confident. But by brushing up the language, you will be able to partake in any kind of conversation in any social gathering because social gatherings are not formal. They're all informal. There will be people like us who want to just mingle, enjoy the party, enjoy the food, and share their experiences.
True,
Right?
ma'am. Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Now, does language enhance travel experiences?
Of course, because you have already concluded it that when we are to open up our mouth, when we, whether we want to know about the other person or whether we want to convey what is there in my mind, it could be any question, any query. So this language is it acts as a bridge between both the parties. And of
Exactly.
course, if suppose I want to travel, I suppose if I may it be by going by train or by air. If I go to the airport, then how to deal with the people over there who are there sitting on the desk at the reception. Then if when once you land, then you are to interact with at the immigration office, and everybody would talk there in English only. So
True.
that way it becomes very important, because if I wouldn't be able to express myself with clarity, so the person on the other side may have, it may create some doubts in the minds of that person also. So in
Exactly.
spite of being correct and right in every respect, so there could be possibility, because I find myself unable to convey and answer their queries with clarity, so I may find myself in some
In a
messy
mess,
situation.
yes. So basic things. So when we have confidence in language, as we said, in a travel experience can be seamless if you know the basic things like where is the boarding gate, simple things like where's the boarding gate, which direction should I go, because in these international airports, especially foreign travel, they are such huge airports that you get a
Yes.
bit, taken aback by the sheer size of the airport.
Yes.
So simple things like how far is the boarding gate, what is the number, because everything is all quiet and silent nowadays. Nobody makes you loud announcements. So
Yes.
airports also are now gone into a silent mode, and they don't really make such announcements. So asking pertinent questions very confidently will definitely make your travel seamless and
Yes.
less stressful. Yeah. So I think learning the language will always help. For example, you may also want to initiate a conversation with some travel passenger. How would you initiate a conversation? You don't know the language well enough. So you hesitate. What should I ask him? I can just wish the person and say hello. That requires a few seconds. But after that, what can you talk to the person in English? So those may be your worries. So, but once you are confident about the language, you can ask the person, where is she traveling to? What is the purpose of the travel? Do they have family there? Or is it just experience of exploring a new place? So many different questions can come up in the mind when you are confident with the language. We don't want to be prying into anybody's affairs, and because personal space and privacy is so very important today, but by asking some very general questions, we make the person comfortable and we enter into a conversation. And by chance, if that person has a seat next to you, and if you're traveling alone, it can be a very, very good experience,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
True.
So we are sure that knowing the language will enhance your travel experience. It broadens our cultural horizons, and we have a better understanding of different culture that exists all over the world. Now, overall, when I feel about learning a new language, it boosts my self confidence and esteem. I do not
True.
hesitate at any point in time. I can very confidently enter any social circle, talk about so many different things, maybe politics, maybe economics, maybe just culture and or adventure or travel. So many broad topics are there which I can talk confidently to any group, because everyone travels a lot nowadays. Everyone likes to take part in cultural events, and learning to enjoy each and every moment. The other benefits, of course, as we know, is gather information, because most lot of
Mm.
information is available in English.
Yes.
N-
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, much
Yeah.
more than other regional languages.
Yes. True.
Then you have audio books, you have podcasts in English, which you can continuously hear to improve your English and your confidence. Now, it opens up opportunities, of course, to the younger group who want to travel abroad for jobs and everything. And definitely, career opportunities will open up widely if you know English. If a person doesn't know English and if they are very good technically, there is definitely a setback,
Mm.
and that everybody knows. Now, what are the common mistakes which people make? This is very important. Once we know your grammar, you know your sentence structure, you know um, how to initiate a conversation and express your views, there are some common mistakes which people make during conversation. Can we dwell a little on that today and for a few minutes? One
Yeah,
is,
sure.
yeah, one is that we can categorize it into verbal and non-verbal. Yes,
Uh-huh.
common mistakes in conversations can be both verbal and non-verbal. When we talk of verbal uh, mistakes which people make, could be like you are talking and I keep interrupting you. That's a very big mistake which people make. They don't allow the other person to complete their sentence, and they keep interrupting the person. So it leads to a lot of confusion and misunderstanding, because no one is listening to the other.
Mm.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest mistakes in English
True.
conversation or any language, that you don't let the person finish what he is trying to say. So, one common mistake I can pinpoint is interrupting. And so, therefore, what should we do? Let the person finish, allow him to pause, and then you respond to what he's saying. So, this also shows you have respect for the person, and you have respect for what they are sharing.
Saying.
Yeah, what they are thinking and what they are sharing. Now, you are an experienced teacher, and you must be very well aware that even in a school environment, there are some teachers who will always dominate the conversations. They'll try to push themselves in front and dominate every situation. Dominating conversations is not a good thing. Should not never try to dominate. It's important to balance and share your feelings and your ideas and keep your conversation very engaging and respectful.
Mm.
Because if you don't do this, then it means that you only want to show off that you are the best. Nobody is better than you. And that feeling is something which is very rude. So, second important pointer is never dominate conversations. Let the person speak. You also share your ideas. You may not agree with everything he or she is saying, but you can politely say, I agree to disagree on this point.
Mm.
Yes?
Right.
Yeah. Now, many times people think that if they use very high-fi English, use lot of big words and jargon, that they're speaking very well. But if you listen carefully, many times they use words which is not in the proper context.
True.
They just learn up the words and they use it
Use
not
it.
in the proper context. So that also doesn't give you a good impression. So avoid language which is not familiar. Use language which is understandable to the person in front of you, because this will help to remove any kind of misunderstanding that can come across.
Right.
Yes. Now, I also find that you also might have experienced that when people are go unprepared to speak anywhere, you tend to repeat yourself again and again, keep on saying the same thing in a different way. That really becomes boring to the person who has to listen to you.
True.
Yeah, so do not repeat yourself, and it can be very annoying to the person who's listening to you. So never go unprepared when you have to speak formally, and even in a social gathering, have collect your thoughts, what you actually want to speak for that day. Don't just blabber. Use your words, weigh your words, and speak in social circles. That's very, very important. Now, as I have spoken about the verbal aspects of mistakes people make, like uh, trying to interrupt or dominating conversation or using language which is not very familiar to the other person, it's also important that we must understand non-verbal errors in communication. Now, for example, if I'm sitting here all the time, I'm fidgeting with my hair, moving my hand, does it, will it distract you or not?
Sure. Of
Sure.
course.
Yes.
Mm.
So that's one thing which we have to learn, that never play around with all your hair and your fingers. And you have to assume a very calm and composed stance. And then you start your conversation. Too much of gestures are very distracting. Too much of gestures are very distracting. Then it's also very important to maintain eye contact to the person you're talking to. If I'm talking to you, I need to look at you. I can't look at the ceiling and talk, or look right and talk, or look everywhere to other people when I'm talking to you. What does that indicate? That you're very
You are
disrespectful,
not interested.
not interested, disrespectful. So basically, when we are talking, body language should be open. People should be people. You should be approachable to people. People should feel very uh, uh,
Comfortable.
comfortable when they come to you to talk. Now, usually when you sit also, we try to cross our legs and sit, cross our arms and sit. Both are wrong. Both are not proper ways of communicating. So when we talk about formal communication skills and body language, this is one thing we teach, that never cross your arms, sorry, and never cross your legs. Put away any distracting, especially the mobile phone. It's a what you call practice, or what we call, people think it's the in thing to always have their mobile in their hands. Avoid using the mobile when we are talking to people. Put it away in your bag or any other thing, because definitely it is distracting, because whether you like it or not, you will look into the mobile 4 or 5 times when you are talking to somebody. So that shows that you're not paying attention. And when you're not paying attention, you can say something because there's no active listening, because you have not listened to the other person, and they can lead that this can lead to a lot of confusion and misunderstanding. So this should definitely be avoided. Never have anything distracting. Now, one thing that I have come across in my 37 years of teaching experience is that attitude. And that is very much there nowadays, even in youngsters, I find. Youngsters come in and they think that they know a lot, and they always try to put down the older generation. Though we know much more than them, we don't know to show off. They know to step in at the right place and make an impression.
True.
Yeah, so these attitudes are not at all required when we are communicating. Be humble, be clear in what you want to convey, because that's what people like about you. The humility, your respect you have for the other person is what will go a long way when you're talking to somebody. Nobody will remember that 1 minute you're showing off something. Nobody will remember that. People will remember you for the way you spoke to them, very humbly, with lot of humility and respect, that they will remember you. Now, so this attitude is avoid talking down to people, that I know everything. Don't dismiss what people are saying. Be attentive. Don't be condescending. That attitude, no, that, oh, I know everything. Oh, you don't know. You don't seem to be on the right track at all. That's the kind of, they may not speak the words, but that's the kind of
Mm.
attitude they are showing. So even when we disagree with somebody, never be overcritical, but tell them very politely what you think about it and share your view or opinion. We have to be in communication, be willing to listen to other people's ideas and other people's perspective, because that's what makes the conversation engaging, and the conversation can flow very smoothly. Even when we disagree, for example, I have made a mistake today. Suppose I've made a mistake. I I should be humble about it. If nobody is perfect, everyone can make mistake. I can say sorry. I shouldn't have said that. So if I take a defensive stand, oh no, how can you say that? I didn't mean that. I actually meant something else. I go on trying to defend myself,
Justify it.
justify and defend. That's also an art. How you communicate when you're talking, how you communicate, and don't be on the defensive all the time. We have to acknowledge other people's feelings. Do you agree with that? I'm sure that you are very respectful when you talk, and I would like to know, in the last few minutes that we have, what are your experiences? Just a minute more we have. So can I just understand your experiences in in a brief manner?
Experiences, keeping in view what?
And keeping in view all these points that I have spoken about, how do you deal with these aspects?
Actually, I was deeply engrossed when you were explaining all these things, because I have had a number of these kinds of conversations with the experts, tutors on different platforms as well, and with the people at random. I have been working on my communication skills, especially spoken English, for the last almost 3 years. right? So far I have interacted with so many persons, and sometimes when I take the lead, like I'm conducting the sessions, normally, like, if I go back when you started coming bringing the points on the table. I think your query or the question was, what are the common mistakes which normally learners make? And at that moment I was expecting me either to answer, or you will begin with one very common mistake we beginners or the intermediate level learners do, that we start translating the language, like from regional to the English language. But the thing is, you brought on the table all together different things which are so important but have never been talked this way, frankly
Okay.
speaking.
Yes.
Like I was expecting some conventional kind of
Yeah,
queries
so
and the
that
topics.
would be another topic where we are moving from, advanced skills, where generally people, from basic, there is a regional bias to their way of speaking. So certain regional languages, when you speak, they try to, and then translate. Most of the time, they're translating. So even the sentence framing is incorrect, the whole
Right.
meaning changes. So that's
Yes.
another topic we could do sometime if we meet again, for sure. And I don't like to mix too many things, because I told you, learning English, or I tell my learners, learning English is not a destination, it is a journey.
It's a
There's
journey.
there is no
True.
end to it.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are some points and good takeaways from this conversation we have had, and it is really very engaging to have had this session with you. I hope we can meet again. And the common mistakes, these which I spoke about, are definitely very, very important to keep in mind, because generally people don't talk about it.
You have done something very important. You have brought something very important, that why I wanted to convey to you was that the things you want to discuss in the next session, like the common mistakes we make. I think we all are aware of it. It's
Yes.
not something new, but what you talked about today, it has never been discussed, and I do agree. Because when we converse with someone, it's not only the language or the message matters, even your unspoken words convey a lot.
Yes.
Like the way you express yourself, the way, like you talked about not to have be arrogant or be on the defensive mode.
Dismissive. Yes.
And when somebody, the person on the other side is speaking, I think, not I think, like you conveyed, and I agree with that, we must listen to that person carefully.
Active
Only then,
listening.
because this is very much, it's true that everybody is ready to speak without
Yes.
listening, without
Without
letting the
listening.
person complete the sentence. It means, so if this is a situation, it means we are not replying as per the thinking of that person. We are ready with the answer, so we just want to speak up.
Speak,
That.
yes.
So
Yeah,
my
you have
session,
put it in a nutshell, and very nicely we have concluded this session. I
yes,
hope we can meet again, and it has
sure.
been a very engaging session. I think we are running out of time today.
Yes, ma'am, I do
So,
agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm sure we can meet again. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Kawaljit.
ma'am.
It was a pleasure having this session with you.
Same here, ma'am. Thank you and good night.
Good night.